right, that 45-second intro is over, and welcome to the Cesspool 139. The man hiding behind the screen with me this time, that's El Tejon. Today we're going to talk about that kooky, crazy stuff that Russians do. We're going to talk about pet peeves and then real-life wedding crashers and their stories. But first, this show's going to come out July 9th. This is for July 9th, and we do this every year because my first co-host, John Sprague, actually passed away in 2019 on July 9th. So we put out a show every year and just dedicate it to him, you know, keep his name out there, keep his memory out there, because, I mean, he contributed a lot to the early stages of the show. And to be honest, I wanted to abort this podcast, but I live in Missouri and I'm not allowed to. All right, so that Russian-Ukraine war still going on. Did you think it'd be done by now? Or
I kind of figured so. I think a lot of people expected Russia just to kind of steamroll over Ukraine, but they've proven to be some pretty formidable foes out there.
I can't believe it's still going on. But big thing in the news is, you know, they detained Big Ugly, Brittany Griner, our WNBA star. She's a fucking star over here.
Is that her nickname, Big Ugly?
Yeah. I mean, on the Cesspool it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But have you heard that, you know, they want to trade her for a prisoner that we have over here, the guy that I guess worked at the Kremlin that was supplying guns to anyone that wanted to kill Americans? Like, this guy made a fortune off illegal guns, and he's a pretty bad dude. You know, he's like one of the main guys that we have from Russia captured, and they want to trade. It's probably the first time anybody ever wanted to trade for her, so it's got to be a pretty good feeling for her. But this is pretty fucking unfair. This is a big-time villainous arms guy versus some idiot that's trying to bring hashish oil into a foreign company.
Right. I mean, that's...
country.
I imagine her agent probably even said, nah, we're not going to do that trade.
I wouldn't do it. Are you kidding?
You don't negotiate with terrorists.
Yeah, so that's what's interesting is going on. So I looked up. I just kind of looked at articles about Russian people, and I came across this as a Russia Beyond article. Just kind of interesting things Russians would do, and they drink birch sap. So they go outside, they cut on a tree, and they start sucking on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you've never done that?
I mean, one time whenever I was in Canada,
yeah,
get some of that maple syrup,
straight
lick
from
the
poutine
source.
right off the bark.
Right.
Russians live in darkness for up to 6 months a year. Now, that's just several countries do that, though, right? I mean, it doesn't. Alaska, parts of Alaska does that,
right? Yeah, I think you have to live above a certain. What would that be? A latitude, certain latitude.
They have 118 days a year off work. The fuck's up with that?
I mean, if they're federal employees of the U.S., then yeah, I get it.
Golf is popular in Russia, but they really only have 5 months to play it. So I guess they go nuts, you know, in those 5 months that you can. It's probably hard to get a tee time over there, you know, when you're, you know, shooting your SKSs and.
Right. Whenever you're not all Eskimoed up.
This is an interesting one. They congratulate each other on coming out of the shower or sauna. So when they get out, they're like, oh, fuck yeah. That was great. I hope you enjoyed your steam. Russians are maniacs about everything being gigantic. You'll find Europe's tallest building, the largest shopping center, the biggest submarine, the longest railroad line, biggest children's store. This is actually something I've seen before. They share their homes with bears. Because you heard, like, Nurmagomedov would wrestle bears when he was younger, you know, little.
I had heard that.
I'm talking about the rugged gay guys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That's an interesting twist.
They still travel on trolley buses.
So he really has been fighting his entire life, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been trying to cover his asshole. They eat soup every day. God, what if you didn't? Do you get shot for that? There are people in Russia who eat antlers and play with bird beaks. Russians love to dress up. Women are quite famous for their love of dressing up. And they'll even wear high heels, you know, and icy conditions. They just love looking fucking good.
Well, they would really enjoy a Comic-Con here, wouldn't they?
Okay, so here's where you know Russian people are fucked up, and this is why I will never like them and death to them. They put mayonnaise on everything. Mayonnaise is my most hated maybe thing on earth. Will almost induce vomit at the smell, the look, definitely the taste. I found that out at a young age. One time I was I really don't know why, because what is it? Just whipped up egg white or something. What, I don't know what it is. I don't know. But it smells kind of rancid. Tastes like, I assume, cock. You know?
Well, that must be the entire reason why I absolutely love mayo.
I was unloading a truck at a grocery store when I was young, and they had a pallet of mayonnaise that was kind of swaying. When I get the pallet jack, I'm like, all right, I got to be real careful with this. Well, it fell over and broke and got onto my pants and shirt, and I just walked out. I just like, nah, I'm good for today. I had to go to the bathroom. And
you got sick?
Oh, yeah, I was done.
Really?
You can't do it, man.
That's wild.
Yeah, so Russians love mayonnaise, so come on, Ukraine, let's get this fucking job done. Russians aren't into smiling that much. You'll see a lot of pictures of them stone-faced. They don't smile for no reason, though. It doesn't mean that they don't smile at all. Of course they do. You just need to know a person that makes them comfortable. So if they're comfortable around you, I guess they'll, flash little teeth. But otherwise, they're mayonnaise-loving fucking ass.
Mayonnaise-flavored vodka and stone-cold faces.
Moving on. Do you have any pet peeves?
I'm sure I do.
Like, they just have to happen for you to...
yeah, I mean,
There's
right off the
nothing
top
that
of my
springs to
head.
mind.
Yeah, right off the top of my head, I'm not thinking of anything.
We all have pet peeves. It's just part of being alive. So let me know if any of these... There's a lot, so we'll have to probably edit.
Okay.
People who have to one-up every story.
Yes. we have personally known a few of those.
Sidewalk hogs. No, I don't know if that means fat people.
People that just won't scoot over as you're meeting
Yeah.
on the sidewalk.
I'll bump them. I'm a big guy. If you can't give me some room, I'll bump you.
That means you're the sidewalk hog.
I take up some space, man.
Well, don't hog it all. I mean, some of us need
If I
space
turn
too.
to the side, my dick's going to hit you like a turnstile.
It's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. Delivery food that spills in the bag. I mean, that's often, right? I mean, how do you get... That's a pet peeve that happens that much? Trying to find things in someone else's kitchen. It pisses you off, right? Kind of odd.
I'm never usually in somebody else's kitchen searching for shit, though.
Just get enraged at them. Where's the spoon? Where's the spork? Fuck's wrong with you? Where's the mayo?
Where's the anal beads?
Yeah, I put them here.
They're right next to the sporks.
Crowding the airport gate. Well, I mean, airports are just a nightmare anyway.
Yeah, once again, a place I rarely go to.
Spitting on the sidewalk. Does that piss you the fuck off?
Doesn't piss me off, but I try to spit in places where people don't walk.
Like on a bear?
I'd spit on a bear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we talking about the animal?
Having a big job dropped in your lap at the end of the day. Well, that happens to you, what, about 4 days out of the week?
Yeah.
So, I mean, are you used to it? Or
I'm used to it, but it's still a fucking pet peeve. Motherfuckers. Fuck!
Tailgaters, backhanded compliments.
Oh.
I mean, that's an adequate sized dick. Lending something to someone and never getting it back. Asking questions during a movie. And is it an adult film or just like a normal? Because I could probably break it down if you didn't know what was going on during the adult film. Like, what's he sticking in her? A penis? I could probably.
If we're ever sitting down watching adult films together and you got to break it down for me.
What are all these
I'm
black
gonna-
folk doing?
I'm going to need a whole lot more alcohol than this.
Well, see, this is called blacked.
What's with this pigmentation? That Badger is a black man.
Yeah. Non-apology apologies.
Mm.
Well, that's everyday life.
Right,
there.
yeah, that's everybody.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Right.
Redundant hashtagging? Oh, that really pisses me off. Fucking hashtagging. I think we're so old, like, we don't hashtag in normal text, right? That's a young person thing. That would be so foreign to me if I'm like, on my way, hashtag podcasting, hashtag can't wait, or something. Wouldn't you be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Right.
What has happened?
I mean, it's come out in a couple of conversations when we're just doing like, comedy.
Yeah.
But it's never been a serious deal where it's like, hey, hashtag almost there.
Yeah, I guess that's normal though.
Hashtag please unlock the door.
We're just too big of boomers at this point.
Hashtag where are you?
People who don't wash their hands after using the bathroom. Do you usually watch after them?
No.
Do they have such a nasty dick? I mean seriously. That they have to just really do a deep cleanse?
Yeah.
There's like gum stuck to a dude's dick and
Gum
hey, are
that's
you
been
gonna watch that
walked on for like the last year.
Yeah. Like fucking mud marks on his dick. Spoilers. Do you hate spoilers?
No, actually I don't.
Sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe sports games, but that's about it. Like, if you spoil a fight, I don't really care. Like, I'll still watch it. Like, sometimes I watch, like, if it's a fucking decision on a fight, tell me. I'll fast forward to this motherfucker real quick. You know what I mean? Or, I don't know. I think they're talking about movies and TV, but spoilers don't really, truly get to me.
Right. Well, because you're not big into those things, so you probably don't care one way or the other.
Guys who bring their guitar to a party. God, doesn't that fucking piss you off?
No.
Has it ever happened?
I think I might have seen it once or twice. Usually if I don't want to listen to it, I just block it out.
Yeah, I play a bunch of Uncle Cracker covers when I'm over here.
And that's why I avoid those parties.
Aggressive interrupters. Well, who likes that? Aggressive interrupt? How aggressive? Like,
I mean, any
put you out
interruption
cold?
is aggressive to me.
Hey, sir. Oh, whoa, you need to calm the fuck down.
Yes, you're being a little aggressive there, mister.
Line drifters.
Line drifters, like driving over the line?
They drift in front of you in line. Isn't that called fucking cutting in line? How is that line drifting? I've never called it that. You butt in line, I'm like, oh, hey, drifter.
Yeah, cutters get cut.
Unsolicited recommendations. If someone asks you to suggest a restaurant, then that's one thing. But if they're lecturing you about where to go, that's another.
Is it lecturing or suggesting, though?
It says lecturing here.
Because I don't mind somebody saying, hey, have you checked out,
Erotic City? Pretty good hose
I'd
there.
really love to go down to Erotic City and get me a schnitzel.
Speaking of schnitzel, people who say no offense.
They plan on offending you.
They do plan. That's the precursor.
Right.
Chronic lateness.
Oh, that's definitely annoying.
I'm not really. I try not to be late to anything.
I mean, it depends on the deal. Like, if you have something that's defined by time, like if you are going to a movie or you have dinner reservations, a sporting event, those are all set at a specific time. And if you're going to be an hour late, then that means you're going to miss out on some shit.
Well, I did say we would be talking about John Sprague, and he did enjoy some chronic lateness.
That, yeah.
Loud chewing is also what he enjoyed. When he had a biggie bag from fucking Wendy's, he would just... The sound of styrofoam rubbing against styrofoam. Other people staring at their phones. So, I think that's just everyday life now. But, I mean, if you were on a date with someone and they just sat there and stared at their phone the whole time. That's probably be fucking annoying.
Right, yeah, because I'm there to hang out with you, spend time with you. If you're going to be, on the phone the entire time, no.
Clipping fingernails in a public place.
It's a little weird.
I mean, at least it's not toenails. That's even stranger, right?
Yeah.
Sudden stops in pedestrian traffic. Okay. Close talkers. There's a guy in darts that's a real close talker.
Like he has to be like,
oh,
up in your
motherfucker,
face.
He's whispering in your ear. It's weird. Real close talker. There's a few.
Right. Yeah. Because I know that you're somebody who enjoys personal. Yeah. No. You like a little bit of personal space whenever you're doing some stuff.
Well, and I'm tall enough to where you'd think I wouldn't have to bend down to hear your fucking...
Right. Like, if I'm going to do that shit, I'm going to have to, monkey crawl all over you to get to your ear.
Let me tell you something. Unprotected sneezes. You cover your mouth. I tell you what,
that could...
in the days of COVID, if you're doing it now, that's on you.
Oh, fuck. People will murder you.
They will. Yeah.
They will pull out a gun and start blazing away.
It will be Southside Chicago. Overposting. Yes. Facebook, Twitter. I mean, but you know what? That's why the mute button or the not follow button. I can still be your friend, but I'm not looking at all this bullshit.
Right. Yeah. If you're putting up pics of every meal that you have or every time you have an argument with your significant other, like that's nobody's business.
Pushy vegans. I've never ran into one. Slow internet. Oh.
Yeah, you don't have that issue.
Those people who push the button again, even though it's already been pushed in an elevator.
Yeah, I don't care.
People who hold up TSA security. Fuck you. TSA is the one fucking holding everyone up.
Oh, yeah.
Slow drivers in the passing lane.
Yeah. I definitely find that very annoying.
Formal social media departure announcements. I agree with that in a way. I also like the ones that are like, yeah, I went through my Facebook friends and I had to call a lot of people. I don't trust them and anyone that's seeing this, they made the cut and shit like that. And you're just going, I've unfriended people that have said that. No, fuck you. You didn't make the cut just for saying this stupid shit. Fuck you. You didn't make the cut now because you're a fucking idiot. Who gives a fuck? Just like you remember top 8 on MySpace. Oh, it was top 4 and they had to extend it to top 8 because of all the fucking shit about being top 4. You remember this on MySpace? No, you never had a MySpace? I was
never on MySpace.
Oh, so MySpace was booming when we did music. So you need to put it everywhere you could. Well, on MySpace, so take your friends list.
Okay.
Right? But on MySpace, you could prop up your favorite 4 friends and put them in your top 4. And then they made them top 8. And then they made them top 10. Well, let's say I go to El Tejon's page. I'm not even top 4. But it's these 4 other people. I feel a certain way, right? And then what if I'm 4th? Why am I 4th? Why am I 3rd? Who are these other 2? Why am I 2nd? Why am I second fiddle to whoever's fucking 1st? You know what I mean? And that was happening with MySpace. People were, like your spot. Isn't that crazy? That's
the strange stuff that we hold on to.
People who think they're kind of a big deal. I mean, isn't that everybody? Oversharing medical conditions? Well, I mean...
Well, I got this really bad rash.
Dog owners who look the other way, that don't clean up their shit. People saying you look tired. The word literally. Bringing up politics just to irritate someone.
I don't find that annoying.
Well, not you.
I find it comical.
Not you.
Well, if you're doing it to annoy somebody, it's for a purpose.
Is it true, though? Would you agree that, they say on a date or whatever else, don't bring up religion and politics? I don't see why not. Do you really want someone to be that far off?
I mean, I don't know. I'll talk about anything.
I don't see eye to eye with a lot of my friends on religion and politics, but I mean, If I like you, there's a reason I like you. It's not because I'm like, oh, goddamn, that guy's right wing as fuck.
Right.
I like him. I don't know. People who call you buddy or sweetheart because they forgot your name. What the fuck? People who recline their airplane seats without warning. Gum smackers. People who stand on the left. People who overstay their welcome. That's this podcast. People who explain your own point back to you. Food stealers. People who won't stop telling you that you have to watch a TV show or movie. Yeah. Gary fucking Baker. Yes. I do not have to watch some fucking sweet movie from 1982. I really don't. I'll be fine. You know what I mean? I'll be good.
But it's sweet.
I'll get through it. Misspelling your name when it's right there in the email address. And overactive group chats. Well, I think the only thing about an overactive group chat would be if you kept the notification sounds on. You should never do that.
I hate it when I get included in a group chat that I never requested. Then it continues to happen. And it continues to happen to the point where I say, hey, please stop adding me to your group chat.
Right. Yeah, I know what you mean. Every single response pops up. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to finish off on this these wedding crashers articles. Now, have you been to very many weddings? I try to avoid.
No. I think the last one I went to was in Florida, and I was still in high school at the time.
Yeah. And I haven't been to any lavish ones either, just kind of like low-key ones.
Yeah, this was a low-key Catholic wedding, which, you ever been to a Catholic wedding?
No.
Oh, my God. They are long. It was hot. There's a lot of exercise with the up-downs.
Oh, really?
Well, it's Catholic, so yeah. It's
like clapping for the president?
Up, you got to kneel, then you stand up some more, and then you kneel again.
And stretch, and stretch, and
exactly.
stretch. Yeah.
And one more.
And so more. I found this because, you know, Britney Spears she's been in the news. I guess her wedding kind of got crashed by someone. And he got put in jail, yeah. An ex-boyfriend or something like that. You know, she's weird.
Oh, Federline?
No, it wasn't Federline. It was some other guy.
God, how many dudes has she ran through now?
Yeah, right. I mean, that must just be...
Poor gal.
I don't know, man. Like, you find her hot? I'd never really...
Oh, she's attractive.
Still?
But, I mean, there's been a question about her mental stability for years. You know, her and her sister now. You know, everyone thought that her sister was the shit, but I guess she got pregnant and then she ran off.
All right, here we go. My grandma got shit-faced at my sister's wedding and went to cut the cake with her credit card. It was horrible. Someone else proposed marriage at this wedding without the groom and the bride's blessing in the middle of the reception, and drunken cringing ensued.
Oh, man.
I got hypothermia during the outdoor photography and missed the reception because I was in the hospital. My mom's best friend showed up the day of my mom's first wedding with her head shaved. Well, goddamn, we're just talking about Brittany, right? Apparently she was in love with the groom, and this was her silent protest. The marriage only lasted 2 years, and the groom eventually married the maid of honor. Oh, damn, he's just running through the whole crew. I wasn't there, but at my parents' wedding, my dad got up for his speech and said, on behalf of my wife, Jenny, and I, and my mom's name is Sue. Jenny is the sister-in-law. When I was about 10-ish, I was at a pretty low-key wedding, maybe 35 people there. There was a kid who asked me to dance about 4 or 5 times, but he was a teenager and I was still in my awkward phase. So I kept turning him down. My mom finally caught on and told me I should dance with him, and against my will I did. Fast forward 4 years, he made it to the front page of the local newspaper. He killed both of his parents and buried them in a shallow grave, and tried to run to Canada with his girlfriend after using their credit card to buy her a ring. So I danced with a murderer. This actually happened. I wasn't there, but I know someone who was. A wedding in Norwich. The whole ceremony went swimmingly. Back to the reception and speeches. Finally, the groom stands up and does a lovely speech with ends. And finally, I'd like to thank the best man, who's been shagging my wife for 4 months. The groom put his glass down, walked out. Marriage was annulled.
Why the hell would you go through it?
Yeah, and that's the moment.
Oh, maybe the bride's
How about I
parents
beat
would
his
pay for
ass,
it?
throw his face through the cake? But weddings are expensive, right? Why would you even want to get that far?
Well, typically tradition is the bride's parents pay for the wedding. So maybe he was just trying to. That was his consolate's prize, was sucking money out of them.
My cat ripped my dress the night before the wedding. My vile mother-in-law whispered to me on the day of my wedding that I looked fat.
What the hell?
No, I mean, that's how people are, though.
Right. I was getting ready to say, like, why in the fuck would you ever say that to anybody on a very important day like that?
My new husband and I were dancing in the ate some reel when disaster struck. My beloved, who I should probably point out is in fact English, oh God, and therefore perhaps not to be trusted. What the fuck? What? Goddamn, this is twists and turns. Took my hands to propel me into a vigorous twirl. Sadly, he managed to connect his elbow sharply into my nose. My nose exploded. Blood flew across the dance floor. I mean, is this exaggerated a little bit? And ran down the front of my wedding dress. I ran to the nearest toilet, spraying blood as I went. Guests looked on in horror. Someone who shall remain nameless stole my speech-laden cue cards, burned them, and returned the ashes with a note that read, "Your speech was hot shit."
Wow.
What the hell? The groom lost an eye at a wedding attended by a friend of mine. He went to open a bottle of champagne and popped it in the wrong direction.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
And he lost his eye?
Lost his fucking eye.
Damn.
That's a divorce, right?
Well, yeah, now that your husband had two beautiful eyes, now only has one brown eye. Got to get rid of him.
The husband noticed all but 3 gifts from the present table were missing, allegedly $2,000 worth of stuff. Some wedding crashers came in and stole most of the gifts from the table.
What the fuck?
Police were called to a Lincoln, Nebraska wedding after a man stripped in front of the church where it was being held. A guest alleged that the man got out of his pickup waving lettuce and saying that he was there to feed the animals before taking off all his clothes. When the cops showed up, they arrested him on suspicion of indecent exposure. What the fuck? Nothing livens up a wedding like a jilted lover. Shelby suspected her boyfriend was cheating, so she trailed him to the Florida wedding he was attending. She apparently found him dancing and kissing another woman, and she poured a drink on her, then followed up with a punch. She alleges that a group of bridesmaids beat her up in the bathroom after the dance floor debacle, but officials say she was the only one with fists up. White trash wedding right there. And finally, after an uninvited guest got into an argument at a reception in Australia, he attempted to run over all the guests with his car. He fled the scene, but police caught him with hundreds of dollars worth of pot in his car.
Reefer madness, man, I'm telling you.
And now we end the show off a well-known John Sprague fact.
Now, whenever John was 11, he was actually shot while riding his bicycle. Have you ever heard this story?
Mm-hmm. Several times.
So he claims that a group of boys were trying to steal his bike, and they shot him. But a family friend believes that he actually shot himself trying to commit suicide.
Sounds about right.
Right?
We love you, John.
Love you, John.